Folks, welcome back to another reading. Today I am using the Light Seers Tarot, and I have laid your cards out in a Celtic cross spread. Your central theme is the Strength card. That is finding strength during difficult circumstances and still having compassion for the people, well, specifically yourself. When you have compassion for yourself, then you can also extend that compassion, that understanding of what others are going through to others. So this is being challenged. That is actually something that you are working on at this point, because here is your challenge, okay? It's pointing towards the future. There's something about this particular King of Pentacles who is a weight in your life. This is someone who spends your money, wastes your time, spends your energy, uses it for himself, and then moves on without a thought for you. This is your crossing energy, and it's headed into your future. It's pointing towards your future instead of pointing towards the past, which would tell me that possibly you were getting away from this particular individual, or that you were in the process of getting away. I see this as being a challenge because you're not getting away from this individual who is sapping your physical strength, who is sapping your material resources, who is making you change the way that you do things in the physical world, in the material realm. There's something, he's just a particular, and there may not be a he that I'm talking about, but this particular individual is a dead albatross around your neck. It's hard to do anything without this particular individual seeping his way into your life, whining about this or that. It's taking care of an adult child who can take care of himself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all that kind of good stuff, and physically too. But he relies on other people because other people indulge him. And this might be you. But I see you as someone who is gathering strength. I hope to move out of this situation. It is going to take some degree of work. I feel like you've been entangled with this particular person for a decent period of time. In your past, you've got the devil. This is not the first time that you've dated or even been married to this kind of person. You might gravitate towards this kind of person because this is the kind of individual that you grew up with. And you repeat patterns, not intentionally by any means, but it's just you find a way, those people find a way to gravitate towards you is what I should say. These are habits that have been repeated over and over again, and these aren't very easy to break out of. The first step is awareness, and I see with this Strength card that there is some degree of awareness within you that a change needs to take place. And in your conscious position, you have the Judgment card. You're being offered an opportunity right now with this reading to see the truth for yourself and to make movements to get out of this particular situation, no matter how painful it may be. The Judgment card is not always an easy one because it's the universe asking us to come out of thoughtlessness, mindlessly repeating cycles without thinking too hard about why they're repeating, being comfortable in the negative and the toxic. The universe is asking you to rise up out of that, and most people don't, because the familiar is comfortable, even if it's toxic, even if it's harmful. You're being given a unique opportunity right now through this particular reading to see the truth for yourself and move towards something different and something better for you. You've got quite a few major arcana cards here in your cross part of your Celtic cross. In your subconscious, what I should say is about those major arcana cards, this is a major moment, a major opportunity here. It might be a while before this kind of opportunity comes again, okay? Plan your escape, plan your getaway. I see you as being on your last legs of defense with this here in the subconscious position. Like you're about to give in, you're buckling under with all the strength that's required to move forward and to just live your daily life. Definitely moving out of this particular situation will give a lot of that energy back, but there will be a moment where it feels like it's just next to impossible to do because you've already drained so much of your energy with this particular individual, and then it's even more energy drain to do something new, even if you know that it's ultimately going to give you freedom, bring you closer to your highest version of yourself. It's still going to be a lot of energy expended. You need people to help you out. In your future, you've got the Hierophant and it's in reverse. There's the real risk that you could slide backwards towards this particular individual and continue to stay with him or her. There is no gender in tarot, okay? This person may exhibit masculine tendencies or tendencies that we would stereotype as masculine, but they can be anywhere on the gender spectrum, okay? They may have some sweet words for you that are your weak point, and you might turn back around to them. Remember that the King of Pentacles is pointing towards the future, which tells me about a challenge that you're going to continue to face in the future. And there's the real risk that you could end up pushing the universe away in order to come back to the familiar. You're being encouraged to not do that. At all costs, avoid sliding backwards. In your advice position, you are being asked again to reach out for help. There's the real risk that right now you're avoiding people who can help you because there's a sense of pride right here. Rest assured, the universe wants to help you, but you have to let it in. You have to start the process of going out for help, okay? What I've done in the past is I've linked and put down a phone number to help you get away if indeed this is a violent situation, a domestic violence type of situation, or even if you're just in an abusive situation in general, not necessarily physically violent. There are still organizations that can help you get away from your particular situation if you feel like that applies, okay? There's some real risk that there's some pride here, and that might be what's keeping you away from working with others to get away from this particular situation. This is your environment card. It's the Eight of Wands. This is you refusing to move forward at the present moment. You're not ready to get help. Please, as quickly as you can, start warming up to the idea of getting out and getting help. Again, you're at the real risk of ignoring the universe and continuing through this particular situation because it's comfortable, because it's what you're used to, and there might be some falsely placed virtue in the sense that you say, this is just what love with me looks like. This is what relationships this is what relationships for me look like. It is what it is. It's struggle, love, and that's just how it is sometimes. You're being asked by the universe to look at this from a much different perspective because you need to look at it. You need to look at it from a different perspective because there is something much better for you. I feel like that you're afraid that you'll never meet someone like this particular individual again. And on the one hand, that's not a terrible thing because this is the Knight of Cups, not the King of Cups. It would be ideal if this King of Pentacles were the kind of person who wasn't a sap on your energy, but because he's attached to the devil, because he's headed into your future, he's not the King of Pentacles that he should be. That would be what is known as I've seen another channel called the King of Pentacles, the marrying king. You may have wanted to marry this particular person in the past, but things just never took off in that particular direction. Take that as a sign from the universe that this is not meant to happen, that you're not meant to be together in the long term, that if you do marry this individual for some reason, that it will make your life that much harder. It'll make reaching your highest self that much harder. So you don't want someone who is emotionally young. I associate the Knights with teenagedness and all that kind of good stuff. You don't want someone who's got a high school mindset when it comes to love, romance, and being in relationships. You don't want to find someone who's similar to this King of Pentacles. You do want an upright King of Cups. I understand on one hand why you're afraid that you'll never find someone again, but This is about learning to love yourself in such a way that you attract people who are coming to you in the energy of the King of Cups, regardless of gender, okay? Remember that the King of Cups, the kings, are those who are in complete control, in complete charge of their emotions, their mental state, their physical resources, their material state, all that good stuff, okay? Nothing to do with gender. In your outcome, you have the Four of Cups. Once again, there's the real risk that you could miss an opportunity from the universe that you're meant to take. The universe has possibly been offering you a variety of opportunities in the past, and you've just kind of ignored them. You've laid them to the side, and you've said, that's for later, that's not for right now. Things aren't that bad for right now, but later on they might be. This is your opportunity to jump off the train now before it crashes into something major. I don't have the tower here, but the fact, excuse me, that you have the devil in the past tells me that this isn't good. After the devil comes the tower. That's the next in the sequence of the major arcana. So there is going to be worse later on down the road if you stick with this particular individual. And you're being asked why you want to stick with this individual. Truly, is it just because they're familiar? Do you actually love them, or do you think that you love them? Are you more afraid of being alone than you are with someone, than being together with somebody who ultimately isn't good for you, who will never have your best at heart, who only cares about themselves? There is a better way of doing things. There is a better way of being in love. But the first step is that you have to be aware, and then you have to believe that for yourself. It cannot be believed for you. No more, folks. That's your message for today. I wish you a healing journey. I hope that it is easier to leave than you think that it is. And I hope that you can quickly get started on a new life for yourself, obviously with the help of others. Y'all have a good day. Please take care.